This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Because my ears are still ringing from the first explosion of sound when our kids came out. That's the loudest it's been in here in a long time. And it's great to have those kids back in here after a few years of not being able to have that game. Our game day events and marketing, they killed it. That was a lot of fun for a lot of people today. I think it bothered us as much as it bothered them at first, really, to be honest with you. I did everything we could do the last 2 days to put our kids in tough situations. The way we did our scout, the way we did our walkthrough, the way we handled the prep, because I knew the atmosphere. We needed to get something out of today, and we did. Central Ark really played well to start and forced us to clean up lots of things tonight, and we had to play really well. But we challenged this group, and they really respond. I'm really proud of them.
Coach, talk about the, Barnum played a great game for you, but when you sub out, 30 comes in, and, 10 points, 5 rebounds. Talk about and then 24 points off the bench. Just talk about that, Jersey and Lingerman both.
All you got to do is look back at our first 5 years here. We're different. I've been telling people all summer long, when you see us, we're just going to be a little different because of that. We've got depth. We've got balance. I don't think we've got a 100-point game in us this year. I really don't. I don't think, like last year, I think we'd had 5 or 6 or 6. That's just what we did. Now we're a lot better defensively. We're looking at that field goal percentage defense. I walked in there at halftime, and I was chewing them pretty good. And I looked down and I said, wait a second, they're shooting 17%. But it was that we could do even better. And then I walk out, and we were better. There's only 14 points on the board because they took a 3 off at halftime. But I didn't think the speech was really that good. But I thought we're just going to look a little bit different. And I want fans to understand that. We're probably not going to make as many threes as we did in the past. But I also think we're not going to have to. We're rebounding it better. That's a scrappy team to win the battle on the boards. And I look down and see Erynn 9, 7, 8, 5, 5, 4. That's just it's really spread out. I think we're going to be difficult to scout. And we've still got a long ways to go. We're not very polished right now. We're cleaning a few things up. I'm just so proud of Erynn. I gave her a really hard time about going 3 for 13, teasing. She was. I don't know if y'all got the corrected box score from UAPB or not, but she was 3 for 13 the other night. And we went back and redid the box score because she wants to average a double-double this year, and that's a great thing to want to do. She's on her way to doing that. But the box score down there was a little bit wrong, so we had to go back and watch the film. So after Kylie watched it and restatted it, I told her she had a triple-double. And she was really excited until she heard that the third category was missed free throws. But she laughs. She doesn't get all, she laughed about it. She goes, I'm going to do better. 9 for 9. 9 for 9.
Coach, after Jersey hit that 3 to end the first quarter, I saw you hyping her up on the sideline. What did you say to her, and how important was that play to build the momentum going into the second quarter?
The momentum was big because I think that's what started it. That's a good catch on your part. She'd gotten 2 fouls in the backcourt because she was trying to hustle, and that is one of, on my list of things, my pet peeves about games is fouling in the backcourt. And she knows it, and she was just trying to play hard and got two fouls in a row. So for her to come back and push that off and stick a 3 at the buzzer, that's what I was telling her. That's growth for her. She has matured and grown in so many areas, and I'm trying to point out every time I see one of those growth moments. And that's one of them. In the past, she'd have gotten the 2 fouls, and that ball would have come to her, and it might have hit the side of the backboard. And now she buries it. So, she's still reacclimating back to the perimeter, and I think that's another little clip I can catch her doing right and make sure I keep reinforcing to her that and then that play at the end of the game when she ripped it through and drove it through the lane and drew the foul, those are big-time plays. So we're going to keep catching her doing good, but that was a good one that not only helped her but propelled the team into that second quarter.
Stevie Wonder could see that your inside defense is a little bit different this year, but talk about the perimeter defense as well and how that helps out.
Yeah. We gamble a little bit more on the perimeter. Like I'm letting our kids kind of run at shooters and kind of close out a little bit shorter because we got some shot blockers and shot changers. So it might not look as pretty. Like I don't think we're going to make any instructional DVDs on shell defense or anything, but when you've got Maryam, when you've got Sather, when you've got the Jersey, Chrissy, all those kids can block shots. Emory. In the first quarter, Maryam let a kid turn around and pretty much shoot it without jumping. And then Jersey and her were battling for a rebound, and the two smallest players for UCA got them back to back. So we talked about that a little bit during that media timeout, and I think they changed their aggressiveness. And you got to think about this. Both of those kids, for most of their career, have been told, don't foul, because we need you, we need you, we need you. But if you can get Maryam and Jersey and Sather and Erynn, all those guys, Aaron's going to be in our all-time block shots, like top 10. It allows you to be a little more aggressive on the perimeter. We will start playing a little more pressure defense as the year goes along, maybe trapping some and pressing maybe even a little bit's in the conversation right now because of what you're talking about, that league. You said Stevie Wonder? Yeah, most people in here. Yeah, okay. I mean, most people are. You're gonna have to probably fill in a blank for somebody. Okay. Now you're getting older. You're getting older. You're dating older more for our younger, for the people that are. There you go. People watching it on stream.
Not in the league.
That's right. Yeah.
Daniels had 4 assists, 4 steals, but no turnovers. Talk about that, Coach.
That's her. I mean, that's her impact in the game. And she had 8 floor burns, and how many fouls did she draw? 6 fouls drawn. And what happens, I kid her all the time, she goes out there and draws 6 fouls, and it gets us in the bonus, and then she never gets to the foul line. She never gets fouled again. It's all the other people that reap the reward of somebody jumping on their back or touching them on a ball screen, and they get to go shoot 2 free throws. I said, Mac, you got to start taking a little more advantage of this. Get yourself to the foul line. But anybody that knows that kid knows that she's not looking at a stat sheet. She wants to know the final score and what we can do better. But I thought, that's a really good indicator of who she is, who she's always been, and how she can impact us in so many ways.
Coach, you move on to
Sorry. We saw some strong perimeter play in the first half, some more post play in the second half. How valuable is it to you as a coach to be able to sort of take whatever the defense gives you guys?
Yeah, it really puts a lot of pressure on them to decide, like in their pregame, like in their prep. I mean, what are we going to do? What are we going to allow them? What are we going to give up? I think that steals their practice time. We talk about that a lot. Let's steal some of their practice time. And that balance, that inside-out attack. I was telling y'all a minute ago, like I tried things. Like we only ran one play in each quarter, okay? Like I let them run one family of plays in the first quarter, a different family in the second, a different family in the third. And that's hard when you're not mixing it up. That doesn't challenge the defense as much as when we do mix it up. But it forced us to execute a little bit better. So that was part of the reason some of the tendencies changed on what we were doing because of the plays that were being called, or that they were allowed to kind of execute. But I do think for teams watching us, there's going to be a disagreement in their coaches' meetings. Like, who do we have to put our best defender on? I don't know. That's a hard one. Like if I'm Tulsa, who are we going to put our best defensive player on? Who are we going to put our second best defensive player on? Then pretty soon you look and you go, okay, well, we've got our first, second, and third best defenders on the board already. Who's going to guard Daniels? Because we haven't got her written down yet, or we haven't got Chrissy, or we haven't got Aaron. So that we're about 9 deep right now. That's kind of our rotation is 9. We've settled into a starting lineup, but I'm not set on that being it forever. But we've done it the 3-8 times we've been in front of people. But I think our rotation is really starting to kind of take some. We're getting more comfortable with it.
You're now moving to the out-of-state part of your
portion,
your non-conference.
For a couple of games.
Yeah, just talk about the challenges that these two teams present next week.
I'm glad that we were able to get that Tulsa series going again, and Oral Roberts coming here in a minute. There's such good regional games for us. They're good games for both of us. Tulsa's very, very good. They went to the NIT last year. They've got everybody back. I watched them a little bit on film last night or on TV. And they're impressive. Angie does a heck of a job. She was here for a year back with Tom. and she's doing a really, really good job over there. They've got some transfers in with some good returners. They've got depth. We were writing down names last night, and I was like, how many names you had? Like 9 already, like 10 names that they'd played in the first half. So they have a quick turnaround like we do. We won't have to travel. They will, but it'll be really important that we have a really good day of practice tomorrow, because I think it's a team that when you look up at the end of the year, they're gonna be high in the win totals. I don't know how many. I haven't looked at their schedule to see what else they're doing in non-conference, but I know they won 18 last year, and I know they're picked really highly, and they're highly regarded in their league.
I know, especially the first 2 games, the free throw percentage wasn't quite where you want it yet, but y'all been going to the line and shooting more than you did last season by quite a bit. How important has it been to keep on getting those free throw line like trips, even if they aren't quite falling yet?
I've said it, that compounding effect. It puts fouls on their kids. It wears on their bodies. It's draining when a team keeps just getting to the foul line, and we want to pressure it so hard. It puts a lot of pressure on the officials to officiate the hand checks and the physical play by us having great spacing. But it's something that our teams of the past have always had a high free throw rate. But with our 3-point attempts coming down, that's where I think you're going to see the increase going up. And it's not just going to be like that one year when Dungy would go there 19 times, or she would routinely go double digits. I think you're going to see several kids going 5-6 times a night.
And then I know you touched on it whenever you opened, but the attendance today, 7,410, the 15th largest attendance here for a women's game. Just what do you think of the community support? Just
proud, happy, thankful, grateful, all those terms. Our kids were blown away. Like I said, Elvis and his committee, his group that works on it, got the word back out. And then the teachers, too, and the administrators of the area. It'd be real easy to say no. But it was hard. If y'all sit on those buses out there, that organizational, we had head coaches. I saw head coaches out from our staff volunteering to help people come in. We've got a double header today. It's a challenge for the event staff. So our kids saw it. They're grateful for that. And they were asking me, Coach, is this more than we had for Amber's last game? And I said, we'll see what it says. But I bet it's going to be another top 25 crowd. So we know our fans will support us no matter what time we tip off. If we keep putting a good product, we know they'll keep coming back.
Does anyone have any more questions before Tulsa game?
So we don't have to do
Football is back, and BetOnline remains your #1 source for all your football betting needs this season. You'll find the latest odds, matchup info, player news, and game trends. And as your continued source for all sports wagering info, BetOnline features live betting, free contests, live scores, and giveaways all season long. Always the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports and events like MLB, MMA, tennis, boxing, and even golf. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive your 100% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE to receive your rewards. That's BLEAV. Bet online, where the game starts.